Margins are
Hello and
looking
welcome
good
back
right
to
now.
episode 17 of the
got room for
F1
some
My
more
Team
investment.
career mode. Today we are at Mexico and we are chasing some more points as we are fighting AlphaTauri in the championship. As you can see, I'm going to replace all of the engine components for practice with some worn ones. I will get practice done and then we'll head into qualifying. Now, I feel like I'm pretty strong around Mexico. I could probably compete for P3. As you can see, I'm putting fresh components in, and we are going to head to Mexico for qualifying. I'm never going to get over how nice our livery is. So, lap 5 of our first, in Q1, and we are going to get through in P2. We told you I was strong around here. We qualify P2 from Q1. It does mean we will be going into Q2, and with that kind of timings, maybe Q3 today, and which will set us up for some good points around Mexico. Let's head into our best lap of Q2 and see what we can do. Here we are, we're rounding the final corner of Q2. 5 tenths up on our time. We go P3 this time, and that puts us P6 overall in Q2. We will be going to Q3 for the first time. I'm not sure if it's the first time or not, but let's head to our best lap of Q3. I've obviously cut them down quite a lot because we have had to fit in 3 qualifying sessions. Let's go to Q3. Okay, here we are. Lap 3 in Q3, so we've had to do quite a few runs on these tyres. We're 2 attempts up on our best time, but we do go purple. Right, as we come through into the S's, we are 4 attempts up on our time. We're struggling to keep the car onto the track, but we're doing the best as we possibly can. With a little corner cut there, which would have been a warning. We're 7 attempts up on our time. We go purple, then green. Right, as we round the last corner, we're 1.2 seconds up on our time. We cross the line.
Fantastic.
And we go P1
that was the fastest
with
lap.
5 seconds to go.
We're all ready
I
for
think
tomorrow's race,
we
but
have
before
just
we
got
begin,
pole
let's
for
have
the
a quick
first
look at
time
those
in
who
our
will be
career
fronting the
mode.
grid. The
Mexico,
owner driver,
obviously
Hamilton
Lewis
and
Hamilton and
Valtteri
Bottas are
Well,
very
that
close
wraps up
behind us.
qualifying, but
Lando,
don't
Leclerc,
worry,
Ricciardo,
we'll be back
Sainz,
tomorrow
Perez,
as we
Verstappen,
head into the
Vettel
Grand Prix.
making up the final 10.
Welcome along to the most populous city in North America and home now to the Mexico City Grand Prix. It's a sellout crowd as usual here at one of the shortest circuits on the Formula One calendar. So who, I wonder, will the crowd cheer on today to the top step of the podium? The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 2.6 miles of track that allows drivers to take full advantage of their cars, reaching speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and providing lots of opportunities for overtaking. The circuit features 17 corners, 10 to the right and the remaining 7 going to the left. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Let's have a chat about McLaren. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. It's the owner driver in pole position then, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Bottas, Leclerc, Daniel Ricciardo and Sainz, Verstappen, Vettel, Tsunoda and Lance Stroll, Ocon, Norris, Kimi Raikkonen and Giovinazzi, Perez. They've taken a grid penalty. Russell, Christian Lundgaard, and Fernando Alonso. Latifi, Gasly, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, P1. We have to start on softs. Obviously, we know that through because we qualified on the softs in Q2. We're going to go for a 2-stop strategy. Obviously, we'll have to go on to 2 sets of mediums. Safety cars are obviously going to potentially change that. We'll have to find out. But yeah, we're going to head into this race. Hopefully we can get a good start and stay ahead of the Mercedes drivers going into turn 1. Okay, Hamilton gets a very good start and will beat us into turn 1. We'll do our best to fight him off. He goes, brakes late as we got the inside. Can we get a good exit? Yes, we can. Can we get another good exit going onto the first straight? We go wide. We're going to use our ERS. It looks like Bottas has been held up by Leclerc as me and Lewis drive off into the sunset, really. I don't know. We're going to try and stay with Lewis as best as we can. It's going to be a difficult one because he has a much superior car. What can we do? Let's follow him through the S's. We should get a warning there. We do get a warning through the S's for the first time. We have got a lot of fuel on board, but we're trying to keep up with Lewis as we run really wide there as we head down onto the first straight. Right, this is Bottas on the following lap. He goes for a move up the inside where the track's going to run out. And he does lose his front wing on the back end of us. That's not my fault. I'm driving in a straight line. As you'll see by here, I'm just driving straight. I do not turn the car at all. He goes for a move that, well, goes for a space that isn't there. I think this is Bottas heading into the pits. Yes, it is. Obviously, he will need a new front wing. So it'll be interesting to see where he comes out of the pits. I'm guessing it's going to be last place. As you can see on the next lap, it is in last place. We've now got Yuki Tsunoda chasing us down in the AlphaTauri. Obviously, we are fighting the AlphaTauris for placement in the championship. So it'll be well within our needs to stay ahead of the Japanese driver, as we do so through the first set of S's of the track. He now has DRS on the next straight. What can he do here? Or is this the end of the first straight? I'm not sure, but whatever it is, it's good wheel-to-wheel racing. Valtteri Bottas sets the fastest lap, obviously on those fresh tyres. He's already got himself up to, what is that, P15? Must have been other cars pitting, but obviously he was driving in fresh air. We're going to have a very interesting race against Tsunoda and Verstappen. So we'll try to stay ahead of the both of them, but it may be difficult to do so. All we can hope for is that Verstappen and Tsunoda do fight each other. We'll do our best to pull away and use that opportunity if it arises. Right, lap 8. The pit window is open as Verstappen has got past us and Tsunoda's going up our inside. We will try and defend from the both of them, or re-overtake them both. But Tsunoda's going to force Verstappen wide. There is contact between the two drivers up ahead, the two Red Bull powered cars, I want to say, Honda powered cars. And we do make it through back past the both of them. Good racing from me there, nice and patient, didn't go for a dive bomb, waited for them to make the mistake and used the DRS to get away, although I haven't got DRS, which is annoying. Tsunoda here has the DRS, he's going to go for a late lunge up the inside of us. He does hit into our side pod, fortunately we don't get any damage. I'm not sure if Tsunoda got damage himself, but we are going to head into the pits on lap 9. We did do one extra lap. Max and Tsunoda both pitted the lap previous, but I was on for a good lap, so I thought I'd keep going whilst we've got the pace. Right, now onto our first set of mediums. That is a fairly slow stop at 2.8 seconds. We want to be aiming for under 2.5 realistically. And we do manage to come out ahead of Verstappen, who has gone onto soft tyres again. So it's going to be hard for him to get to the end of the race on a 2-stop unless he goes to hards, which kind of makes it pointless as he locks up on those softs, which isn't good. He's going to leave a bald spot on those tyres, but it's going to be hard to keep the pace for him if he goes onto hard tyres. As you can see, Gasly in P3 on the hard tyres, Raikkonen in P4 on medium. Obviously we're on fresh mediums. I think both of them haven't pitted. Both the Red Bulls fighting behind us. Not sure if this is Alonso or Ocon getting past a Red Bull. I believe to be Perez, but I'm not 100% sure. How easy the AI makes it look going through these S's. I believe that is number 77. So that is Max Verstappen. No, it's not. It's Perez. Verstappen's behind us.
Okay, focus.
In the
We need to stay on
we
form.
do get DRS. We'll enable our ERS as
Antonio
well.
is in the
Can we
pits.
catch up with
Antonio
Checo?
in the pits.
We do cut the corner a little bit. Oh, it wasn't 77. It's 11, isn't it? Perez is number 11. I'm not sure what number Verstappen is. 83 maybe? Going to go for a big sweeping right-hander to get a good exit onto the main straight. We're going for our fastest lap as there is yellow flags up ahead. And it's Perez going to DNF right in front of us. We almost collide with the Mexican at his home Grand Prix.
Okay, clear.
Unfortunately, he does retire due to a mechanical failure. His engine blew up. As you can see, we only just miss him. Was not expecting his engine to blow up right in front of me. Hamilton is quite far up the road, 44 seconds, which is annoying. But we're going to race Ocon now with, what is that, 17 laps left for a podium. He is on softs as we do a little switchback there. I think we got DRS.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Is that another yellow flag? I'm not sure, but it looks like Verstappen has also pitted. So Verstappen's
You've
in
lost
for
some
his
time to the
fresh
car behind.
hards, I want to say. I doubt he'll be going on to mediums as Ocon sends it up the inside of us, and we will use the DRS hopefully to re-overtake the Frenchman. We've got Ocon, Stroll, and I believe that is a McLaren behind. As you can see, Hamilton is in the pits, and we're not even at the S sections yet. So Hamilton, moving on to the mediums, will win this Grand Prix. Who is this? Is this Kimi Raikkonen or Giovinazzi? Oh, it's not me, Giovinazzi. It's my teammate. Kimi Raikkonen or Lundgaard. I believe it was Lundgaard DNFing from this race as Lance Stroll gets past us. We'll try and do a little switchback of him, knowing that he won't have as good a grip than us on those hard tyres. And we move back into P2. Who pitted? Who's in P2? I'm not sure. We're in for our pit with 12 laps to go. We're actually getting a new front wing. I'm not sure where we got damage, but we've got damage somewhere along the lines. We've got now to chase Tsunoda, Alonso and Norris for a podium finish at Mexico. It's going to be a hard ask towards the end of this race. Bottas has just got past us now. Ocon has just got past us, who was behind us before the pit stops. 12 laps to see what we can do. Right, Ocon up first. Little dive bomb onto Ocon. We do go wide, but we managed to get the move done. We'll defend going into the right-hander. Bottas up next. Oh no, it's not. It's George Russell in P8. George Russell running P8 for the Williams.
Don't panic just yet,
Right,
but we've seen a problem at our end. We're looking into it.
DRS is open. We're going to switch to the right and fake to the left, and we go around the outside of our British teammate.
There seems to be an issue with our ERS.
Obviously, he's not actually our teammate, he's just British. And now up the road we have Tsunoda and Bottas. Good little overtake if I say so myself, using the DRS effectively. Who is this? This is an AlphaTauri up ahead. As you can see, an Alpine has spun. I'm not sure who this is. I think it's Ocon. He has spun going through the S's. No damage, unfortunately. So they will be able to carry on ahead of us. Will we be able to chase them down? who is it? It was Fernando Alonso who spun, the veteran. Very unlike him, a man of his experience.
Okay, clear.
Must have been tyres wearing potentially, I'm not sure. We'll see if he pits as we head round the final sector of Mexico. Can we manage to sneak into his DRS? Not this lap. So we go around the right hander. He doesn't pit, so Alonso will be our next target.
The gap to the car ahead is 2.0 seconds.
But unfortunately, we do have Kimi Raikkonen on fresh softs right behind us, and he is going to pass us on the main straight with DRS. Will we be able to stick with him? We'll do our best. He will have DRS here. He might help us pull along to Alonso. So
gap to
we'll
teammate behind is 19.1 seconds.
Left, so it'll be interesting to see if we can stick with Kimi Raikkonen as we look at a little replay on Kimi Raikkonen's move as he gets past us. Is that Kimi that locks up on the following lap? I beg your pardon. It is. We get back past Kimi Raikkonen and we are up into P8, but we're chasing a lapped car of Lewis Hamilton. What we're going to try and do here is follow Hamilton through and overtake Alonso. It'll be cheeky, but if we can get it done, there's another position gained at this race. We didn't manage to make the move stick, but we have managed to get in Alonso's DRS now. And with 3 laps to go, or 2 laps to go as we've been lapped, I might be able to overtake Alonso and gain a few more points in this Grand Prix. Like I say, we are low on ERS, so it's not going to be easy. Right, lap 34 now, so we've got a lap and a bit to overtake Alonso. Our race will finish on lap 35. Don't make contact. Our tyres are very worn, almost 40. Right, they are 40% on the front left. We're going to get a good exit out of the final corner, going on to our final lap of the Grand Prix. Can we overtake Alonso and make the move stick? That will give us it will make us jump from 4 to 6 points, which is going to be big in the championship, knowing that Tsunoda has finished up the road from us. And it actually looks like Gasly is in P2 as well, potentially.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Sure. Bottas is 5th. Norris is 4th. Verstappen is 3rd. Yeah, Gasly is in 2nd position in this race. Unless that he's lapped. I doubt he's lapped though, because he does get a big boost of points towards the end of this Grand Prix, at the end of this championship. So we do round the final corner. We did make the move on Alonso's stick, and we will finish P7, which is a good result.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
And so the celebrations begin, and well earned they are indeed. It may have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level, at the very top, is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion. Not just victory today then, but the championship as well. What a spectacular season they've had. Congratulations to the whole team. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Well, you've put me in a bit of a tight spot today, but I think I'll go for Pierre Gasly. He kept a cool head under pressure and made the most of some difficult circumstances.
The Constructors' Championship may be a foregone conclusion at the moment, but regardless, let's look at the standings. It's another clear win for Mercedes as they managed to secure the Constructors' title. An incredible performance for the whole team. Meanwhile, AlphaTauri's strong weekend allows them to continue their march up the table. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.